In this video, I talk about how to get rid of harmful pesticides from your fruit and veg. In front of me here, I've got all the fruit and veg that we get each fortnight from the CrossFit Assassin Co-op. As you can see, for $55, this is a lot of fruit and veg. Now, ideally what you want to do is buy organic. The good thing about organic food is that they don't put harmful pesticides on the food. Unfortunately with organic, it's very expensive, and for some of our budgets, we just can't afford that. So we get the veggies that we get from the local fruit and veg shops. For us, every fortnight, we have two people that go to the local markets and they source the fruit and veg, then we divvy it all up between all the boxes. If you're interested about doing the food co-op through the CrossFit Assassin, hit up Ash at the front desk. So you've received all your fruit and veg and you've got it home. There's a lot of wax that are on some of these apples, and we're not 100% sure how much of this food has come in contact with pesticides. So what we want to do is we want to do something called a vinegar wash. Vinegar wash gets rid of all those harmful pesticides off the skin. Now, what fruit and veggies are you going to put through the vinegar wash? So there is a thing called the dirty dozen when it comes to pesticide infected foods. For more information on the dirty dozen, you can search it on Google, but if we're looking at this table's worth of food, what we're essentially looking for is any produce where you're going to eat the skin, or leafy vegetables, or anything that may have a thin skin where the pesticides could have got through it. But if we're looking at this table full of food, we're going to be worried about the kale, the sweet potato, the leek. We're going to be worried about the tomatoes, the capsicums, the apples, as well as the strawberries. The potatoes, the broccoli, the beetroot, the shallots, and definitely the cabbage. Things like avocado, which has a thick skin that you peel away, that's okay, as is oranges. Oranges are all right. The pumpkin, if you're one of those people that eat the pumpkin or you're going to roast it, just wash it anyways. It doesn't take long. And obviously carrots as well is something that you're going to be worried about. So we want to get all this produce and we want to put it into the vinegar wash. Now, vinegar wash is super easy. What I like to do is I just spread out all my fruit and veg on the table because I'm going to be prepping it later. And I get the tub that my fruit and veg came in, and I just fill it up about 1/3 to 1/2. What you're going to do then is you're just going to get some white vinegar. Now this is only $1.20 at the shops, and this will last you a good 5 to 8 washes. And you don't want to go mental. It's just a quick splash. That's good. Mix it all around. Now the idea of this is the acidity of the vinegar is going to penetrate into the skin, and it's going to get rid of that pesticide. You want to leave it in here for about 10 minutes. So all I do is I just grab my produce and I start sticking it in. Some of it floats, some of it sinks, and I'll just end up sticking it all in here, and I'll just go away for 10 minutes and keep myself busy. In this time, you'll just swoosh it around, let the vinegar wash cover everything. Because all this produce came in this, I know it's all going to fit in. And obviously there's some things that I'm going to leave out of it so I'll have more space. Now, because the vinegar is so minimal in the water, it doesn't leave that vinegary taste over your food. So don't worry about rinsing it. With that being said, whenever you are preparing your food, it's always a good idea to just give it a bit of a rinse. So the last thing that you want to put in is obviously your leafy vegetables. Now, because these are so delicate, you don't want them sitting in there for long. So I generally just put them in, give them a good smush around, coat all the area, try and wash off as much of that pesticide as I can. And then I'm just going to take it out, give it a bit of a drain, and then I'll put it upside down on a towel or something like that and just let it drain out properly. I only really ever need to worry about doing one wash. All of this stuff will go in. 10 minutes later, I will drain the water, put the stuff back out on top of the table, and just let it air dry for about another 10 minutes. Then I'm good to get into my food prep. So that's the vinegar wash, guys. Ultimately, you always want to buy organic, but it is expensive. So for those of you that are on a bit of a budget, do keep going with the food from the co-op, but do make sure that you put it through a vinegar wash. This has been Coach Josh, and we've been talking about vinegar washing our food. One take, bitches, kind of. Herbicide is anything that has a thin skin that you may eat, or anything where the pesticides could have penetrated through. That's a lot of P's. Penetrated the pesticide. It's any produce where the skin is thin and the pesticide might penetrate through it. That's hard to say.